Hello, today we will discuss about operators in C. C++ has a rich set of operators. All C operators are valid in C++ also. In addition, C++ introduces some new operators. Some of new operators are double less than sign. This is called as a insertion operator. Double greater than sign, this is called as a extraction operator. Then double quotation colon, this is called as a scope resolution operator. Delete memory release operator. End L line feed operator. New memory allocation operators. So these are new operators that are included in C++. And also set W field width operator. In addition, C++ also allows us to provide new definition to some of the built-in operators. That is, we can give several meaning to an operator depending on the types of arguments used. This process is known as operator overloading. Let us discuss about the insertion operator. It inserts or sends the content of variable on its right to the object on its left. In the following statement, if string represents a string variable, then using output stream object cout, content of string is displayed on the screen. So in this statement, what is the content of the string? Using the out stream object cout, content of string is displayed on the monitor screen. The string operator in the following statement shifts the bit left one position and produces the value of a equal to 10. Unsigned character a equal to 5. A insertion operator are double less than sign 1. So meaning of a double less than sign 1, we have to save the content bits of the content of a 1 bit left. For example, here 5 in 8 bits are written as 0000 0101. Then when these digits are shifted 1 bit left, then it becomes 0000 1010. So here we see that double less than sign at one point. It is used as a insertion operator, that what is the content of the variable on the its right side, that is displayed on the out screen using the cout object. And in the second case, what is the content of a variable, that digits of that content can be shifted by 1 bit, 2 bit, or we can say that we can shift the digits of the data by using this one. And here we see that what is the effect of shifting 1 bit left. So if we take a data 5 and if we shift this 1 bit left, this becomes 10. It means that shifting 1 bit left digits means multiplying the data by 2. This is an example of one operator can be used for different purposes depending on the context. This concept is known as operator overloading, an important aspect of polymorphism, that one operator can be used for different purposes depending on the its use at different position. Then second operator, extraction operator, double greater than sign. This is called extraction operator. It extracts or receives the data from an input stream object Cin that by default connected to the keyboard. In the following statement, takes the data from keyboard using iStream object Cin and stores it to the right side variable. That is, in this statement, data from the keyboard is taken by the input stream object Cin and that data is stored with the right side variable here it is written. The extraction operator in the following statement shift the bit right one position and produce the value of a equal to 5. So one use of this operator is getting the data from the keyboard and storing that data with the right side variable. Now in the second example, second use of this operator, that is double greater than sign, if statement is unsigned character a equal to 10, then if a double greater than sign 1 semicolon. So meaning of this statement is that we have to shift the digits of the content of a one bit right. For example, here we have taken the data as a 10, that is 0000 1010. In 8-bit number it is written as like this one. When we shift the 1 bit data, digits of this data 1 bit right, then we get here output as a 0000 0101. So this, that is 10 and 5. So when a data is, bits of the data is shifted 1 bit right, it becomes half, means shifting the data 1 bit right results in dividing the data by 2. Then scope resolution operator. Like C, C++ is also a block structured language. Blocks and scopes can be used in constructing programs. We know same variable can be declared in different blocks because the variables declared in blocks are local to that function. So this is the property of C and also of C++. Blocks in C++ are often nested. For example, here there are two blocks, block 1 and block 2 is inside block 1. So this is called nesting of the blocks. Block 2 is contained in block 1. Declaration in an inner block hides a declaration of the same variable in an outer block, and therefore each declaration of x causes it to refer to a different data objects. Like this one, int x is equal to 1. Here we declare a local variable x in block 2. So this variable is visible only in block 2. It is not visible in block 1. That's why we can use the same name of variable in block also. So that's why here int x is equal to 10 semicolon. Same variable name is used as the variables are visible and their scope is only in the block in which it is declared. Within the inner block, the variable x will refer to the data object declared therein only. In C, the global version of variable can't be accessed from within the inner block. If we declare any global variable, then that is not possible to access that global variable in the inner block. C++ resolved this problem by introducing a new operator double colon marks, that is called the scope resolution operator. That is, if there is any global variable, we can't use that global variable in block 2. But in C++, this problem is resolved by using the scope resolution operator. This can be used to uncover a hidden variable. Syntax double colon then variable name, that is scope resolution, following that a variable name, and at the end semicolon. Next one is the memory management operator. What do you mean by memory management operator? C uses as well as C++ uses malloc and calloc functions to allocate memory dynamically at runtime. Similarly, it uses functions free to free dynamically allocated memory. We use dynamic allocation techniques when it is not known in advance how much of the memory space is needed. Although C++ supports these functions, it also defines two unary operators, new and delete, that perform the task of allocating and freeing the memory in a better and easier way. Since these operators manipulate memory on free store, they are also known as free store operators. An object can be created by using new and destroyed by using delete as and when required. A data object created inside a block with new will remain in existence until it is explicitly destroyed by using the delete. Thus, the life and object is directly under our control and is unrelated to the block structure of the program. The new operator can be used to create objects of any type. It takes the following general form, that is also called syntax: pointer variable, assignment operator, new data types. Here pointer variable is a pointer of the type data type. That is what is written on the right side of the new operator. Then pointer that should be of that data type. The new operator allocates sufficient memory to hold a data object of the data type and returns the address of the object. The data type may be any valid data type. The pointer variable holds the address of the memory space allocated. Example: P equal new int semicolon, Q equal to new float semicolon, where P is a pointer of type int and Q is a pointer of type float. Here P and Q must have already been declared as a pointer of appropriate types. That is, what type is written after new operator, that should be the data type of the P as well as data of our variable Q. Alternatively, we can combine the declaration of the pointers and their assignment as follows. Here int star P, this declares the P as a pointer variable, equals new int. So on the right side of the assignment operator new int, this create the memory objects and that can store the integer type of data, and address of that is returned to the left side pointer variable p. Float star p equal new float. So this declares the float data object, that is memory location that can store the float data, and address of that memory location are assigned to the left side pointer variable p. Subsequently, the statement star p equal to 25. 25 is stored in the memory location pointed by the pointer variable p, and 7.5 is stored in the memory location pointed by float pointer variable q. Assign 25 to the newly created int object and 7.5 to the float object. When we also initialize the memory using the new operator like this one, int star p equals new int 25. While declaring the object new memory location, we can also store data in that memory location. That is called the initialization of that object, and address of that is assigned to the left side pointer variable p. Float star q equal to new float 7.5. So what memory location object is created by the new operator, in that one 7.5 is stored, and what is the address of that memory location, that is assigned to the left side pointer variable q. New can be used to create a memory space for any data type including user defined such as arrays, structures and classes. The general form for a one-dimensional array is pointer variable equals new data type and then the size of the array. For example, the statement int star p equals new int 10 creates a memory space for an array of 10 integers, and address of that memory space is assigned to the left side pointer variable p. If a data object is no longer needed, it is destroyed to release the memory space for reuse. Syntax: delete pointer variable. Example: delete p, delete q. If we want to free a dynamically allocated array, we must use the following form of delete. Delete, then size of the array and then name of the pointer variable, or delete, here we do not mention the size, that is optional, and then the pointer variable. So using these two syntax we can delete the use of memory space allocated to the pointer variable p and q. So in this way we see that using the new and delete point operators we can dynamically create the memory space for storing the any data, as well as we can release the memory when no use of the memory is required. So in this way, in this lecture we discussed the new C++ operators. So till next class, bye and have a nice day.